we're back. So, yeah, you can fetch the. We'll just say you fetch the papers, bring them back to Honorine. No big deal. And he'll get to work on researching them. Is there anything else that the five of you want to discuss with Honorine, or?
Well, he said he didn't have any clues about where any more of them might be. That's what he wanted the papers for, right?
Yeah, he'll have to. He'll look at the papers and he'll start doing some more research into people that he was connected to. But this is the first major break. This should allow him a break in his real estate operations.
I believe there was mention of some reward for bringing you this.
Oh, yes. Reward. That's what this is about.
Just? What?
We need items to be able to keep bringing in these individuals. They're not pushovers. And they'll probably be expecting further attacks if we attack more of them.
I don't work for free.
And what was it I agreed to pay all of you? I lose track sometimes.
I think it was like 5,000 person or a head, as we said, and then, but we kind of talked about the magical items last time for reward, and I'm not sure if that is in place of.
Yes, there were some things that you were looking for, wasn't it? Something about headbands and belts, right?
Yes, I believe I gave you a list. I didn't actually give you physically a list. We just told people to like think of something that they would put on a list.
Yeah, I thought I saw a list somewhere.
It might have been, I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, though, each of you was looking for a stat item, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he doesn't have that, I'd go for a cloak of resistance.
No, what he is willing to offer is so again, there is the delay on getting you these items. In addition, he'll give each of you 1,000 gold. And he'll say, shortly I should be able to get you all your equipment. It is on track. You mentioned it. I assume I might as well get it ready for when you are prepared, as opposed to waiting on it.
Does he give us this in pure gold, or does he have platinum?
He'll give it to you in platinum.
Excellent.
What was that in platinum again?
100 platinum.
Don't forget, I did upgrade the bag, so you all actually owe me 1,100 platinum.
You know, you upgraded the bag without some of us there, and we weren't able to say whether or not we actually are interested in chipping in for upgrading the set.
We had a limited time. We had to take advantage of it immediately.
Well, that's kind of unfortunate for you.
Well, do we use this bag as a party? Is this a party bag?
Yeah.
Or is it your bag?
No, this is the party's bag.
Yeah, it replaced our old bag of holding.
Well, how much do each of us have to chip in? I think that's fair. For
I could put it in.
It was. He gave us 3,500 for our bag, and it was 7,000, I believe, altogether.
And you paid it all yourself?
I paid the difference, yeah.
Alright, I just want to see if he's ripping me off.
Nope.
No, you got a good deal.
Alright, so how much do you need from each of us?
Okay, so you said he gave it to you for 7,000, but you traded in ours for 3,500.
I ended up paying 4,500. So whatever.
Oh, you paid 4,500 for it?
So it was 8,000 maybe?
So then
It's 900. It would be 900 GP a person.
For 90 platinum.
Yeah, so
90 platinum? Alright, I
Alright,
get
fine.
Oh man, I was hoping people didn't pay. I was about to get super evil.
I mean, I do our accounting. Shouldn't that give me a discount?
No!
So yeah, you should get 360 platinum total from everybody.
So I do it.
Yeah, I give him
passed
90
it over.
platinum.
Each person gives 90 platinum, and he will have a total of 360 platinum. Does she have at least a sleeve shirt? Hold on. Okay. Then I'll get laundry done. I got it.
You said 360?
360, yep. 90 times 4. All right. Yeah, so with that in order, what do you guys want to work on from
Is
here?
well, okay. Could I either assist him or look into researching the stuff that's now in my house?
You can, and you can do one or the other, but you can't do both.
Okay, so I could do either of those two things?
You could do either of those things. They are both on the menu for you to do.
All right, well then I'll help him because that might help me figure out what
Okay.
this stuff is, I think.
All right. What about the rest of you? You're gonna have a few days in
We were going to
between.
Dragoton to
Yeah.
tell him about the house.
Okay.
See if he wants to occupy it or whatever.
Yeah, so we can jump to that real quick. You show up at the temple. Dragoton is there and will almost always seem to take a break to come over and speak with all of you. Oh, good, you're back. A little early though. I haven't really called for you.
I think this is the first time we're meeting. Hello, I'm Sun.
Thought I saw you come in before with them, but perhaps I'm wrong.
Nope. Never met you before. Good to meet you.
Perhaps it's that you look similar to the other one.
Oh well,
Ah, don't
I
insult
had
me.
told you that we were replacing the spellcaster. This is the guy that we grabbed.
Yeah. Give me a gauge check, actually, there, Silvio. And I guess anybody else who's here listening.
I wouldn't have my spell up, so let me take that off and I'll try to do some.
Okay.
Ooh,
So, Silvio and Higram, you notice that, like, the way he seems just like he expected this, like, it's too casual. That he just knew, even from, like, you telling him that there's a drow. A drow literally just walked into his establishment, and with you guys, and he seems like, I don't know, kind of unfazed. Like this just happens every day, or maybe like he's already aware of what this person looks like.
I was about to say, does it seem more like he expected this and he knew what was coming, or does it seem more like he doesn't give a shit as long as we're...
It seems like he expected this. Like he seems familiar. There's like nothing uncomfortable about the appearance or anything about this person. The not giving a shit part, like he wouldn't, like there'd be a different kind of like response that he would have. In this case, it's like, yeah, I know who this guy is. Like there's a very familiarity to it. That he's like lost in remembering, like, oh yeah, I didn't actually meet you. Right, that's right. But he's trying to play it off as kind of a, yeah, whatever, like, I didn't meet you, who cares? Well, I've still got nothing for you at the moment. There's still research to be done. What brings you back?
Yeah, so have you heard about in town these creatures that speak in your mind that have been all over, what was it, the Myers? Is that the district they were on?
Yes, in the Myers.
Yeah, in the Myers.
I don't carry on with much about what the dwarves are doing. Their business is their business.
Yeah, so pretty much, we found out that these guys are actually, like, controlling these dwarves and taking at least one of their houses.
Must be some powerful creatures if they're able to push the minds of those stubborn creatures.
Yeah, we killed them, grabbed some weird like stuff they were brewing, and killed everyone in the house besides the dwarf. So if you want to take over that house, it's just sitting there. I don't know if you have a use for it. But yeah, they're only the
I don't
dwarf is
understand.
left.
Why wouldn't you take it over? You have the master of the house. Presumably, you have him in some controllable way. If you felt comfortable enough to leave him behind.
Yeah. So what they're doing to him is that they have some like magical headband that's normally invisible that causes the dwarf to be constantly asleep or about to be asleep if he briefly wakes up.
Were they
so
playing
yeah.
up? They were playing up that he's become sort of weak and incapable of handling himself.
Yeah, it seems that way. So yeah, we just left them there sleeping.
Then they're declaring themselves caretakers. You might be able to take advantage of this situation if you wanted a place for yourself. Although whatever might be part of whatever it is you're working on might try to put itself back in there. If you don't have any sort of group to help you protect it, I don't really have enough men here to establish a presence there. But if you had your own crew, perhaps you could control it proper.
Yeah, that was the main thing that we were looking to see if we could get some of our guys in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unfortunately, well, membership is good. A lot of the recruits are being allocated for various projects. I don't quite have enough here to push it all the way over.
If you guys want to fund me, I could create some weak undead to be caretakers of the establishment while we're not there.
Undead are not allowed to be caretakers of something unless they have some sort of full mental wherewithal. You have that ability?
This wouldn't be legalities. I'm just saying when we're not in the house, they would tend to it. They wouldn't be legal caretakers.
If something powerful enough were to come in, do you think your undead would stop it?
No, but I'm saying we will likely, we're not going to be able to protect it 24/7, but we could keep it under somewhat functioning order when we're not there, and then when we come back.
But if you've usurped it from something powerful, theoretically something else powerful will want to take it. And if you don't have a powerful presence, wouldn't you perhaps lose it?
Yeah, so we could simply keep retaking it. I don't know. It's up to the group. I was just merely...
It is. I'm just pointing out the way that we would do it in a war. We would not simply leave our weakest people to defend the property that we've gained because, as you might know, the defensive position is the most powerful. So if you allow a more powerful foe to try to advance on you while you're in a secure environment, you can overtake a more powerful foe. But if a more powerful foe resides inside that you must now overtake the property from, that might produce problems.
Well, so do you think maybe we should grab the dwarf, bring him here? You guys can, like, kind of figure out what this headband is. Maybe it's something that we could use.
Yes, but I will point out that if you bring the dwarf out of there you are inviting other complications. If anybody manages to get in, they can claim the place abandoned and start a whole nother process. May not happen. It was only going to be gone for a short time, hopefully, but it does limit our ability to sort of do any sort of research into whatever's happening to him. Because we'd have to keep bringing him back and forth and back and forth.
Do you have anyone you could send there to do the research?
This is all sort of outside of our jurisdiction to begin with. War doesn't really have a lot to do with researching what's going on in some old man's head.
I mean, why don't we just potentially leave the house alone and see if more of these things come and retake it because we're looking for them anyways.
You're not listening, Luna? You just said what would happen if we let them retake it.
You are giving them an advantageous position, so you may find yourself in a fight you might not win.
But then at least we know where they are. I'm not saying we have to take them in the house again, but then we literally were trying to find more of these people. If we let them retake it, then we'll find more of these people.
A fair assumption. You are somewhat wise beyond your appearance.
Fill the house with traps, and if they come in...
Wait, what?
They're
Is that
weak
an
and
insult or a compliment?
You could fill the house with traps as well. I've known many a person to try to do that. You'll at least catch a few bodies on the way in. Never seen a trap stop anybody, but definitely seen a trap leave a handful of extras behind. Might be worth it. Could weaken the supply. Go on. Sorry.
No,
you should burn the house down.
Then there is no house.
Well, then you might actually get the authorities to do something. They don't take well to things suddenly setting fire. That's when the guard suddenly wants to take action against people.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a trap expert here. Maybe we can trap the place up so that when they try to retake it, we can get them unawares with traps and stuff. I don't know.
Draggleton, if it were you, how long would it take for you not to hear from somebody before you sent someone to try to figure out what was going on?
My personal policy is 4 days. If I don't hear from someone in 4 days, without having known that they were on some sort of extended trip, I usually send people. Or I assume them dead. Sometimes it's better to assume them dead. But in this case, this is property or something valuable, so I would send people. Your mileage may vary, though.
Yeah, I was just thinking it wouldn't be a bad place to set up a trap. Like, with us there, we could kind of gauge when they would be back. It's too bad we didn't have any left alive. What can you do?
It's not a bad idea, actually. You too. You are. Well, sounds like you've got some projects for yourselves. Suppose in the meantime I'll continue my my investigations. We're coming in close to what I believe will be a pretty big job for all of you. Might put you in a bit of harm's way, but it'll be very, very worth it. I believe I'm finding quite a fortune where I'm looking. If there'd be nothing else, go ahead.
I was I guess that's it.
Yeah, I was just seeing if any of that had interested you guys.
Okay. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention either way. Well done. Yeah, and you all can take your leave.
Man, I really want to bring up those vats of those chemicals and describe what they did, but I'm afraid he's going to be like, bring it now. And then I'm like, fuck, he said he could experiment with it. So I'm just not going to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, I told him that we'd found those chemicals. He didn't seem that interested in those either.
Oh, you didn't tell him what they could do.
Oh, we don't really know exactly what they can do. Yeah.
For the most part, the temple's not really concerned with certain magical things. They have the things that they're worried about, which seems to be like relics of their past, more so than anything else.
Yeah. So I'll go turn my bow in at the store.
Yep.
Wait the 2 days now.
Okay.
Before we leave the temple, before I leave the temple, I'm gonna go find Mr. I think I'm a god and keep that ridiculousness going.
Yeah.
This is first day of being like, oh god, really? That was it? You can't do better than that?
What are you talking about? I'm a god. You know it. I rocked your world.
You really didn't.
Pfft, what do you know?
I mean...
You're just some slut from down the road.
Yeah, sure, buddy. You're just mad that you couldn't please me, okay? If I'm just some slut, it shouldn't have been that hard.
You don't know what pleasure is. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure being in my company.
A decently high-ranking person at the Mistress Temple doesn't know what pleasure is. Yeah, maybe I should just go there and use some experiences instead of coming here. Like, what is the point?
You see him get very angry. And I'm gonna need to know if a...
Oh, shit. I want my ass beat.
If a 17 beats your AC.
Yeah?
And he will, like, lay into you for...
Is this in
8
front of
points
us?
of damage.
What
No,
does that
this is in
mean?
private. So he like slaps you as hard as he can, or almost as hard as he can
Jesus.
across the face. And he's like, "You'll take no tone with me like that, or I'll show you a different kind of pleasure. My pleasure. I'm a
Well.
god, and you will respect your god."
Yeah, Luna just stops talking and just turns around and walks out on him.
That's what I thought.
Did he have improved unarmed? Because otherwise she got an AO.
He did have improved unarmed. So she wasn't armed, so she would not have gotten an AO.
I don't actually carry any weapon on me.
I'm definitely up for killing this dude now.
Yeah.
I think on my way out, I passed by Drogoton, and I'm like, your so-called god just beat me. I'm not sure if I'm dealing with him anymore.
He'll like step in front of you as you're kind of walking by, and he'll like look you over. "I don't see a dramatic amount of blood. You walked out? It's not part of the deal. You're supposed to make them feel like kings, and when they get like that, you're supposed to remind them of what they're supposed to be. Beating on a girl? You think that's kingly? Psh.
No.
Well, you have to find the right mind game to play with this one. That's what puts him in his place. Remember, they need to be knocked down a peg. If he thinks he can beat on you, then he's gonna continue to think he's a god. I need that man to stop that bullshit. That's gonna get him killed."
I think it's too late. He's already laid hand on the poor woman.
Where the hell did you come from?
I thought we're all in front of Dragon.
No, this is her doing her, like, go up, fuck the dude, like, give him a...
I thought we were waiting for her in front of Dragonton. She came back and talked to Dragonton. No?
No.
So where are we?
Wherever you want to be,
I
but...
think basically we talked to Dragonton and then we went off to do our own.
Oh, I missed
Yeah,
that part.
and then she goes up to meet with,
Alright. I won't kill them all. When I'm dead.
I don't know yet. When I find out, I'm gonna be pissed. What a fucking coward. I want to kill this dude.
I understand that for you this is perhaps traumatic, but that should just be another experience for you, right?
Sure, yes, it's another experience because that's all a mistress worshipper cares about.
Good, then I'm glad we're on the same terms.
Yes, on the same terms.
Any other just part of the job things you'd like to report? Perhaps you got stabbed by a monster?
No, that's it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go back home and learn spells.
I'm gonna go study.
Yeah, you do some
Go learn my
study.
fucking spells after
I'm gonna
that.
go feed my familiar.
angry
All right,
studying.
familiar. Eat this shit. Actually, what spell is it?
You're like force feeding scrolls down his throat.
I'm just like,
Like, eat
come
this
on,
shit.
Raven.
Learn
eat the
how
scroll."
to cast this.
And so the cycle continues. The abuser
no.
becomes the abuser.
Yeah, I was
What time of
thinking
day
that.
is it? No, I'm probably actually talking to my familiar, being like, what the fuck kind of mind games do I play with a guy like this? Because my familiar can actually talk to me. I mean, not very well, but it can.
Yeah. Your familiar kind of speaks to you in a series of like. Everything has a kind of at the end of it. I'll come up with a better way to say it later on, but. Hi.
I'm all done. I can do the laundry by myself.
Yeah, you want to do your laundry tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that together in the morning. We'll get it all together.
Did Astro ever find a place to stay, or are you still crashing on my couch?
Yeah, I guess I'm looking for a place to stay. That's what I'm doing now.
All right.
Well, I know where a really big house is.
Yeah.
I can't defend it.
So yeah, if Astrom is going to be looking for a place to stay, you can give me either a diplomacy or a knowledge local.
Yeah, I will prefer to acknowledge local if that's possible. I'm not.
Yeah, you spent some time in town.
I don't have any ranks in it though.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you do a crummy job trying to find some info around town. The thing that you're kind of noticing here is like inns aren't an easy thing to come by around here. Like any place that has rooms for people to stay in, they're either heavily occupied or they're not willing to cater to your type.
I don't know how long I've wasted doing this, but
You would have spent like a couple hours wandering around trying to like going into places, seeing if places have space, and then having just people reject you kind of left and right.
yeah, after getting annoyed with this, I'll just try to crash at Luna's again, I guess.
Yeah, so Luna, you're kind of like talking your familiar about things, and there'll be a knock at your door.
Yeah, I'll answer it.
And Astrum will be on there. Sen will be on
I'm
the
actually
side.
going to make Blueberry answer the door to try to figure
Okay.
out.
There's a skeleton on the other side of the door.
All right, son, where are you?
Yeah, I push him aside and say, it looks like I didn't get you, but maybe one day.
I mean, I'm just gonna always assume if there's a skeleton at my door, it's probably you.
It's a bad assumption to make. Can get you killed one day.
Maybe that's how I die, and I'll blame it on you, and then I'll come haunt you.
Oh God. Well, seems like this town is what's the word I'm looking for? Not very accepting of my kind around here. It's alright if I stay with you for a while until I find a place?
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent.
I actually had something I thought you might be interested anyways. I was gonna ask you to come over tomorrow,
I'll take a while.
but since you're here, I have this book. I thought it might be something you would find intriguing, and I'll like carefully I feel like I would so it's that necromancy book, the like Libris of Exquisite Pain, but we
Yep.
knew it like hurt our heads really bad to touch it. So I feel like I'd probably grab like some piece of like cloth or something to like move it around
Yeah.
with and like set it down and like unfold the cloth and show him. And I know it's a necromancy book, but I haven't been able to open it.
Settle down, Blueberry. Calm
And
down.
and we did find out just by touching it, if you're not strong enough in the head, it can cause some pain.
Well, I guess I'll take a look. If it deals with necromancy, perhaps
Yes,
it
I
has
was
some secrets.
rather intrigued to see what it would have to say. Our old caster, Felix, your skeleton over there, wasn't really interested in it. I think something about like opposition magic. I don't know. I didn't really understand it, but
Ah, how ironic. What he hated most is what he became.
true. But yeah, I was really interested to see if there's spells or something inside, but I hadn't tried again yet to open it, and I thought it was something up your alley, so I thought you'd maybe be interested in checking it out with me.
Yes. I'm just looking to see if I have any spells that would assist in looking at this thing, but it looks like the only thing like for RP wise, I'd probably just cast this before trying to look at it in more detail.
Yeah. Yeah, you can cast that, and then you're going to reach down and touch the book.
Yes.
All right. You feel an intense feeling of pleasure as you touch this book. That kind of feeling, that rush that you get when someone. So this may not be a pleasure that like normally. I don't know Felix's like kinks, or I'm sorry, not
Doesn't
Felix,
matter,
but
he's good.
Astrum's kinks. But like as you touch this, you experience what the rush would be of feeling like sort of like burned and clawed at the arms and at the back. But it gives you like, regardless of your kink, it gives you like an intense feeling of like pleasure as it happens. And
That's certainly not how the book made me feel.
Oh, it's exhilarating. It's a slight burn, but not a bad one. It's hard to explain, but
Apparently, I need to find some like sex magic books. I don't fucking.
but yeah, I'll flip it open and start looking at it. Can I understand it?
yeah, you can start flipping through it.
I'll just try to be like looking over his shoulder, like, what's in there?
The book, as you look at it, is in a text that you don't immediately recognize. But as you are looking at the book, you feel the text kind of become a bit clear to you. Do you by chance speak Necrol?
I had a feeling you were going to say that, but I do not have that language.
Okay. That doesn't implicitly matter, but you can read the text of the book. In order to read it when you don't have Necrol, you have to kind of be focusing on the book. Whereas you literally cannot do anything else while you're reading this book.
Do I have like a concept that it is in Necrol, or do I not?
You have a concept that it is in a language that has been, so you know a lot about undeath, or you know that this is in a language that long ago was produced by the creatures that kind of fabricated the essence of unlife into the world. And in doing so, the language sort of wrote itself. There were certain things you'd have to communicate to the dead that you couldn't simply use the plain tongue for. Some of the words that you use right now when you some of the necromancy words that you use right now when you're kind of commanding your undead are words that are derivatives or directly Necrol themselves. And you do know that such a language exists. But this will actually give you a way to specifically learn that language without having to have the tree.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I definitely want to learn that language.
Yes. So next level up, you can now take Necrol as an option.
Excellent.
Additionally, you can read through this book. You can get probably a few pages in, because this is it's a heavy and very wordy book to read. So it's the kind of book where you read a few paragraphs and then your brain is trying to process what it is you just read. And so you might read back over it a couple of times to make sure it's in the right order. But the gist of the book is that life and unlife are two sides of a very unique type of pain. Life produces a pain that is sort of material, as the book puts it. It's the kind of thing that we talk in physicalities or in emotionalities, this kind of pain that you experience in a short burst, and that there are ways to take that pain and use that life pain to your advantage. But it also talks about the pain of being beyond what death is, the pain of extended existence, the pain of no longer feeling pain, that absence of sort of being able to interact with life, and potentially the soulless entrapment, or the soulful entrapment that may come along with undeath itself, with becoming one of the lesser sort of skeleton, zombie, or other sort of mindless undead, and plays around with that concept and that idea of pain. That's a lot of what you get in sort of the preface of this book, kind of explaining what the book is, what the book is about, and what you might be able to gather more from over time.
All right, so just to Luna's question, I don't see any spells at the first part.
Not at the moment, but again, you can't flip through this.
No, for sure.
Right, you can't flip through this because you don't speak Necrol. You can only read it passage by passage, because that is how it will become clear to you.
Yeah. So yeah, after the first few minutes of reading it or whatever, where I don't see any spells, but I kind of get the gist that there's more to this, I'll kind of just close the book up and say, well, no spells in the first part, but it's quite the read, and I need to concentrate to read it. It's in a language I can't fully grasp, but when I fully give all my attention to it, it becomes clear. So, if you wouldn't mind, perhaps I can borrow this book, and I'll let you know if there's any spells, and I can obviously share those with you if you're interested in them. But perhaps I can hang on to this for a while and study it.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts me every time I try to look at it, so better for you to study it. I have plenty of other spells I'm currently trying to teach my familiar right now anyways, so I'm a bit distracted at the time, but I'm just going to be over here teaching my familiar some stuff, so you're welcome to look at it as much as you want tonight.
What do I call this book from my character sheet?
It was like Libris of Pain, I believe.
Of exquisite pain.
Yeah, I just...
Can you copy and paste into the chat or something?
Yeah, oh, hold on. Get back into the
Or
background.
Steve,
That's technically where it is right now.
Give it to me. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And 5 pounds, or how much should I put with
It was-
We had written down 3 for
Okay,
it.
that is correct.
All right, on my character sheet.
But how long would we have left in the day at this point? Just figuring out how many
A few hours.
spells.
There's going to be a lot of... You guys have quite a bit of downtime here for stuff. So, if you want to go through spells, that's fine. I want to know...
I just have 5 currently, so while you talk to other people, I'll just do my rolls for those 5.
So what about Higram and Silvio? What are you up to in some of this downtime?
Well, go ahead. You can go first.
Sure. So I'm bringing the bow in.
Yep.
Yeah, that was gonna take 2 days. I mean, same with the wait for the magic items from the other dude, right?
Yes.
So pretty much I would let the party know about the group the shopkeeper wanted us to search for.
That's actually what I was wondering.
Yeah, and they have some pretty nice magic items that we can grab off them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I would probably be studying those new tunnel and topographical maps to try and see if I can find anything familiar or figure out where they might be showing.
Yeah. Do you have any ranks in knowledge geography?
No.
Okay.
I was planning on getting some when I level up, which might be today. So I might have some when we sleep here.
Cool. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good kind of lead-in for you to be taking those ranks. But you can, even without the ranks, you can learn from looking over these that these take a lot of very key points. One of the places, do I have a world map in here? I think I do. So on at least the world map here, a couple of places that are sort of circled off here are Shift or... No, it's Alt. So Akunsant is circled off. Kalandora is circled off. There is a circle up here. And there is one more here, and one in Meraxis. You're not sure what the topographical maps are, but the big world map, those are the areas that were highlighted specifically.
Is Dragon's Cove on the map, or is it just a circle in the ocean?
It's an island in the ocean. It is not labeled as Dragon's Cove.
Okay,
Or in the Gulf.
Nakarada, Meraxis, Dragon's Cove. you said there was 5 circles, or is it
1,
just
2,
the
3,
4?
4, 5. There's one that's not. Oops. There's one in an area that does not have any name on it. So there's one up here.
Okay, cool.
But that'll remain on this RE4 map, so we can always jump back to it when need be.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Yeah, I got it marked in my notes too.
Cool. And then, Higram, what about you during this downtime?
Pretty much the same thing about seeing if the party wanted to get together and go see if we can find those guys for the shopkeep.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, let's take a short break, and then we can have the party discuss the options of going hunting. Okay, shortly.
Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance.
So, the party kind of gets some of their stuff done on the side, and after probably a little bit of time, Higrim will kind of approach you all and try to get you all to come together to discuss some plans, something that he has uncovered, that both he and Silvio have some interest in. Take it away, Higrim.
Yeah, I told you guys about it before. There's a group of 5 guys. There's a group of adventurers who went down into that market that we went to before, and they're probably still there. They've got a bunch of magic gear that they bought from the shop owner. So if we wanted to, we could go and retrieve it.
You had me at magic gear. I'm in.
From what I remember, there was a wizard,
Ooh.
a guy with the holy symbol, like a bigger, muscular guy, probably a roguelike guy, something like that.
I wonder what would happen if I raised a cleric. Of course, if he's dead already.
So what do you guys think? Anybody interested?
Well, I mean, I'm down. We don't really have a mission from Drogaton right now, and we also don't have any leads on any more of these mind speaker things, so might as well do something.
If it wasn't apparent already, I am in agreement. I agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
How soon do you all want to set out then?
Well, we want to wait for Silvio to get his bow back.
And for all of us to get our items from the
Okay.
spellcaster.
So just so you know, that'll take about 4 days before that shipment will finish. So
That bastard lied. He said a couple of days.
that is a couple of days to him. He can't know exactly how long, but you can visit with Honorine like 2 days later, and he's like, "I don't control when things get here. I just control them getting here."
Can I just go back to full HP?
Yeah.
I was down like a few.
Yeah, everybody
Oh,
can be
yeah,
back to full
so-
HP at this point.
My full HP after getting my slapped on. Like,
The only thing I need to do before we leave is I'd like to buy some more Onyx gems for
Okay.
components.
I guess I'll brew some potions in the downtime.
And since it's been the 2 days now, I have no issue getting my bow from
Yeah.
the dude. Okay, cool.
What potions would you like? Are you brewing potions or extracts?
Extracts, sorry.
Okay, just making sure. Because you do also... Wait, actually your class doesn't have brew potion, does it?
No, I keep calling them potions
Yeah,
accidentally.
it's okay.
I do on this next day, it's actually would have to be the day after, which I think is this day that we killed Blueberry and Henchman. I'm going to do my blood transcription spell on the blood from the it was like the helper guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Assistant.
Yeah, so you will get... Let me double check how this works.
And I feel like there was something special you wanted to do with people using blood transcription that we forgot to do the first time. So I was going to remind
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Pulling up the spell again real quick. Alright, so I think... Let me look at your spell list. I don't know how much crossover there's going to be, but it is worth double checking. Where is UB? There you are. Give you all in alphabetic order by your real name.
So for this composite longbow +1, so I have the +1 parentheses weapon focus, and then do I just do comma +1 something else?
Hold on, let me see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. The way you have that is fine.
Okay, and then I just do comma and then another +1.
Well no, you're composite 2 and then +1.
Yeah, but that +1 I have in there right now is from weapon focus. So I.
Oh, you mean in the bottom row, in the row beneath where ranged is?
Yeah.
So there you put another +1, and then in parentheses you would put. Or no, you don't even put that. It's a magic bonus, right? So that goes in the
Yeah.
magic bonus. Just put it there. Change the magic
Oh,
bonus from
yeah,
0 to
yeah.
1 and change masterwork from 0 to 1.
All right.
All right. You cast the blood transcription. And as you, as you take this, you have a vial of this blood that you have. You proceed to cast the transcription on it, utter the words, kind of pour the blood on your hand. And as you pour it out, there's like a series of runes that kind of start forming in your hand. And then you kind of lick the symbols off of your hand. And as you do so, you can sort of feel the movements of this spellcaster kind of race to your head, kind of giving you a list of spells that it has available to it. A large number of these being spells that you know are outside of what your body will sort of be able to properly manifest. When you're producing spell magic as like a difference between a witch and a wizard and a cleric, the reason that some of these spells have these limitations as to who is allowed to cast them is your body manipulates spell energy in a different way. And it's about trying to find where the crossovers lie between spells that work with your body and with the body of other casters. And so you're kind of like feeling your way through these spells that are available. And I think the one that might matter to you here the most of what you have, but I need to double check. Come on. Just need to verify whether or not it is available to your class. Okay, it is not. Because you already have at the moment invisibility, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but normally I shouldn't even get invisibility. That's just because it's my patron
Right.
spell. Witches don't normally
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
that's right. Thank you. And the only other one I can think of, I also don't think that you have. This guy has not got.
Yeah, and I mean, I
A
know
lot
that
that
might
crosses
happen
over.
sometimes, that there's nothing that crosses over, but I just figure if there's a spellcaster, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, so you can take Silent Table.
Alright, well, I'll take what I can get. If that's the only option that comes to me, I will take it.
Yeah, I mean, you have such a huge retinue of first level spells.
Yeah,
Um,
I got lucky with a lot of my rolls.
Yeah. Actually, is Shield on? That was another one that he had.
I don't think it's
I
on the
thought it was
Witch
a
spell
wizard
list.
spell. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah. Shield
one, 'cause I
is
think Mage
Shield is
Armor
not.
was-
It is
yeah.
It's Sorcerer, Summoner, Blood Rager, Magus, Psychic, and Alchemist. So yeah, that would be the one.
Okay. Well, that is the spell I will take then.
You will, though, as you choose to take that spell, gain a moment of time in his head. You are seated around a table. You can feel that your mentor, and you kind of look over at him, and Blueberry, the person you know from before, is seated next to you. And across from the table is another thing that has kind of like that weird facial shape, similar to Blueberry, and is speaking to you mind to mind. And it's kind of asking you questions about your skills as you cast the spell you have upon the table, trying to sort of disrupt your ability to successfully cast the spell. But you complete the spell, and as you do, you recall how to cast the silent table.
Interesting.
But yeah, with that, the party can get their gear. Each of you can have a stat boosting item. Believe we agreed to +2 for whatever stat you want. So if it is a physical, strength, dex, or con, it goes on your belt slot. If it is int, wisdom, or charisma, it goes on your head slot.
Headband of Wisdom, finally my guy's miniature is accurate. With my headband that I'd put on him.
And then it gets programmed in as a buff.
How do I do this?
So for you, the choice is, first of all, do you want it to be a buff to your int or to your dex?
I think int.
Okay, so if you take int, that would have come with, is there a skill you specifically want to know? Because you'll automatically get max ranks in it.
I wasn't prepared for that.
That's okay. I probably should have asked which one you wanted.
What's the most ranks I can have in something right now?
You'll get 6 ranks in something.
Linguistic? No, I already have 6 ranks.
Yeah. It can't give you extra. It will replace whatever you currently have.
Knowledge engineering.
Okay. That will mean you'll need to later on retrain 3 of your ranks. Is that okay?
Wait, what?
So you already have a 3 in your knowledge engineering. So it's going to replace that 3 and turn it into a 6. But you're going to have 3 extra points that are double allocated.
Oh, so I'll be able to put 3 somewhere else?
If you retrain, you'll have to spend some of your downtime moving those ranks to something else. But yes.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Okay. So yeah, that'll max that out then to 6. And then we're going to add under your buffs a buff that is... So this will not... So you won't... oh no, this is to your intel, right. Headband of int. +2 to... Should work. There.
I didn't even know this area was here where you could make buffs. This whole time I've just been changing my stats.
Oh, man.
Well then.
Yeah, the buffs are quite nice.
I use it a lot.
And then what did you end up taking for Silvio, Tom?
Wisdom.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you get wisdom as your attack rolls now.
My attack rolls, my AC, all that good stuff.
Right. All right.
If Sen is still crashing at my place right now, I wanted to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, go ahead.
It didn't actually change my charisma though.
Let me take a look at it. Let me make sure.
I thought I typed it.
It's got weird wording. Yeah, the buffs thing does not work the way you think it. Nope. So it is. You have to put so we'll uncheck it for a second.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this buff
it's
thing.
It's
either,
+2 to CHA.
I don't even know what the buff thing is. Where did you say that was?
It's under the
like
conditions thing.
Conditions.
You've used buffs before. You use buffs for.
Oh yeah, I've clicked buffs on. I don't see a thing where you can create them though.
At
the little plus sign.
Oh, the plus sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But it has really stupid wording. So if you click the plus, I'll show you. Like here, if we were going to do a belt or a headband of wisdom. Oops, you already started typing it.
Yeah.
So it's +2 to WIS.
Yeah, you have to abbreviate, which is weird. So.
Okay.
I didn't abbreviate mine and it works. I just
Must
wrote
be
out
nice.
charisma. Just saying.
Fine.
I don't know why you guys have to abbreviate. Doesn't
You may not. It may have not have been that way. I just got taught to do it as the abbreviation, and it doesn't work with any sort of incorrect. That's also possible. I am notorious for not noticing typos I've made on words.
Mm.
But yeah, you guys have anything else that you want to gather together before heading down?
I'm just double checking because my int has raised. I'm trying to figure out if I get to have another potion or extract, but I can't.
Ooh, add an
Too much
yes.
text.
Hold on. Add an 18 intel. So it's the spells by or no. If when you're under the Inquisitor, or I'm sorry, the investigator, there's a little chart underneath where it says alchemy. There's a little button that says what the fuck is that thing? Oh, huh?
No. I don't know. Sorry. I won't interrupt you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's
Under ability scores, that's where it is for spellcasters. I don't know what it would be for alchemists.
Well, we have them programmed as spells.
yeah, it's supposed to be under the bonus spells per. It's annoying because they don't have it listed this way in the alchemist thing. Let's see.
I'm just trying to read the rules for it on the website to see how many I get a day.
He receives bonus extracts from his intel score the same way if a wizard, but it doesn't drop. Oh, okay, I'll just go here, wizard, and then I'll do the table ability modifiers bonus spells. All right, so you would still have the same number of bonus spells or bonus extracts. It's still 1, 1, 1, 1. So it doesn't change the number of extracts you'll have.
Plus
Yeah,
a number of
I gained
additional
one
formula
extra.
equal to.
Yes, and your intel is 18. So if you click the table ability modifier, if you click wizard and then click table ability modifiers and things, you'll see you get 1 bonus 0th level spell, 1 bonus 1st level spell, 1 bonus 2nd level spell, and 1 bonus 3rd level spell.
I don't know.
And 1
what
bonus 4th level spell.
Sorry, I don't know where you're looking now.
So when you're looking at the investigator, click on where it says in the same way a wizard, and the word wizard is underlined.
Is it? Wizard.
I just
Oh
posted
yeah,
the
in the same
table
way a
in the
wizard
Discord
receives
as
a
well.
spell. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that moves. So if you click on wizard, then you can. I want to walk him through this so he
Sure.
knows where it is. So then if you scroll down, there's under spells for the
Spells.
wizard. There's a line that says table : ability modifiers and bonus spells. Table ability modifiers and bonus spells.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if you click on that, it'll bring up a table there.
Yeah.
And then your line is 18 to 19. So you get 1 bonus 1st level extract, 1 bonus 2nd, 1 bonus 3rd, and 1 bonus 4th.
Okay, so I can
But
put that
only
into the
as
bonus
they're
one.
available. So you don't want to put them into the bonuses beforehand.
So I get a bonus 2nd, essentially.
Yes, you actually should have already gotten the bonus 2nd, but you do get a bonus 2nd, so you can put that in there. But that's not extracts known, that's extracts you can cast.
Right. So okay, so that allows me to. Okay, so I can put another one of these.
Yes.
Got it.
And you actually should have one more 1st level one. Because you should have 4. It should be 4 3 for you right now. 4 1st, 3 2nd. And then your
4.
bonus of 1 for each. So give yourself one more 1st level spell, and then we can send the party into the depths.
Luna wanted to tell me something, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I totally forgot
yes.
that I got an extra one. I leveled up to
You
5.
happen to be crashing at my place.
Yep.
I have a weird question for you, Sen. I don't know if this is like a thing you do. You kind of can't tell. I don't know if you're into your undead, but like, are you Now, don't take this as me asking if you want to. This is a broad question.
Just spit it out already. What do you
Are
wanna
you
know?
do you have attraction to people? Do you have sex with people?
Of course.
Okay, so I have a weird situation here, and you're intelligent, so I'm just thinking maybe you might be able to help me figure out what to do. There is
If you really want to sleep with me, we can work some arrangement out. My drow lineage is quite
No.
valuable.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's not where this conversation is going. Not
Oh.
saying I'm opposed to that. I'm just saying that's not what I'm asking here.
Okay, what were you asking?
Okay, so I have this like Drogoton has me do this thing with some of his people at the Lars Temple, and
Mm-hmm.
he likes to kind of teach some of them a lesson by taking them down a notch in a way and making them want things or crave things they can't have, so then they work harder and are better to get the things they want or whatever. But I've never encountered this type of person before, and I'm a little confused on how to handle this person. He thinks he's a god. He thinks he's pretty much the most amazing thing to have ever existed, and me telling him otherwise, he just calls me basically a dumb slut and says that I don't even know what pleasure is, and doesn't believe me. And when I tried my original thought of just being like, well, why am I even coming to you then? I could just go somewhere else. He decided to hit me in response. So I don't know.
He struck you?
Yeah, I mean, the Lars guys are kind of aggressive.
Well, striking a lady is something very unbecoming of a man. I suggest we make an example of him.
But I don't know if that's going to teach him the lesson that Drogoton
Oh,
is
it
trying
would
to get
teach
me
him a
to teach
lesson.
him.
I think we should slit his fucking throat.
I
And I should raise him and make him walk around. And then we'll see how well he likes to strike ladies from the being undead.
But I think Drogoton kind of wants him alive. He just wants
You
his
think I
attitude
care?
fixed.
That'll fix his attitude. He'll be dead.
Oh my god. I don't think Silvio is going to be too up on you just killing other Lars members.
We don't have to tell anyone. We can keep this between us.
Yes, and while I'm doing this, and Drogoton knows that I'm working on this man and he suddenly turns up dead, you don't
I
think
think
he's gonna be...
if anyone, Lars people would be fine with it. He lost in a challenge to you. He deserves to die. I understand Lars people work this way, probably.
Yes, but
I suggest we make it an excruciating death. We torture him. Peel the skin off his bones slowly.
Jesus, do you have the ability to do that?
No, use knives.
Damn.
I think you should just invite him over one night, saying you really want him badly. And we ambush him with my undead, and you and me can take him down easily. Literally with his pants down.
I don't think killing him is the right answer.
Hmm.
We could maybe, I'm not necessarily totally opposed to this plan. I just don't think actually him dying in the process is...
Well, if you're against killing him, I can only imagine one that thinks themselves a god, you must humble them in a manner that they can't deny. So, something that puts them in their place, I don't know, if you openly disable them with a spell or something, it's very unbecoming. If you did it in a public place, perhaps right in the middle of the temple, if you held him or something like that, or I don't know if we actually have access to that person. If you...
I do, yeah, I
oh,
have
you
one
do.
person.
Yeah, if you were able to hold him, it would pretty humiliate him in front of his peers. He doesn't able to even move a muscle. Be pretty humiliating. If you perceive him willful, perhaps you can unknowingly lower
Problem
his.
Is to do something in public. I feel like if I get the drop on him and succeed on something like that in public, that he then will take that as a full outright challenge. And if I don't just outright kill him then and there, as soon as, say, he gets out of the hold person, he is just going to attempt, I don't know, to attack me or something. I guess I could make him infatuated with me first, where he doesn't want to attack me.
Yeah, you could use the tools you have at your disposal, make him, wrap him around your finger, as they say, and then humiliate him in front of everyone. That's what I would humble a man thinking himself a god.
Alright, well, this gives me more to think about, at least. By the way, do you trust me enough yet to scar you?
Of course not. Don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe soon.
I mean, I gave you a special book that apparently is really pleasurable to you.
That is true.
And I healed you in that last combat, and you had to move to get to me, whereas if you just let me scar you, you wouldn't have had to do that.
Alright, how attractive do I think Luna looks to me? Is there some sort of check I need to make? Or...
Yeah, because Luna's human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I could be swayed if it's just, like, a pretty girl batting her eyes at me, asking, like, oh, let me scar you. Like, I'm looking her over, maybe she's cute. I don't know.
I mean, I just got more charismatic.
Yeah, I think so. I think part of this is that same thing that you like hear people. All right, I have to be careful because I am still doing this on Twitch, and people can easily misconstrue things that are said into being something else. But you've heard that thing where people refer to like a sort of quote unquote ethnic beauty, where like it's something that isn't of the culture they're familiar with, and so there's something even more alluring about someone that has like more features that are sort of like universally sort of accepted by the masses to be attractive. And I think that so far Luna has like kind of expressed these sort of more like in control feminine characteristics that might make you feel more like she's more drowish in nature. She obviously is very attractive. She has a lot of ties in, like even for a human, as you would feel it. She has a lot of willingness to be like interested in you and what you're doing. So I think there's room enough there that some part of this would make her feel very exotic to you and somewhat alluring.
Alright, let's see if Sen's healing willpower. Yeah, I'll go that against her basic DC, so yeah, I guess I'll fail. Sure. You can scar me. We'll see how this goes. Don't make me regret this.
I won't. Is there any specific area you prefer?
I think on the side of my neck might be a cool place.
Yeah. I will put the scar there. I think we said my scar was just like a moon shape, if I remember right.
Yeah. You give him the moon tattoo.
You moon him.
Well done.
And then quickly before we head down, do we have some gear that we were not selling so I could throw it on my skeletons?
Yes, we do. We have in the bag of holding some random masterwork stuff. Okay, weapons, armor. We have
no weapons, just armor.
Okay, masterwork chainmail.
Can that go on my beefy skeleton?
There are 2 masterwork chainmails and also 2 masterwork scale mails. Sorry, 3 masterwork chainmails, 2 masterwork scale mails, 1 masterwork breastplate.
So I believe we agreed that Beefy has like proficiencies like a fighter. So
okay,
yes.
So he could wear the breastplate?
Yes.
So what is this breastplate? Is it a +1? What is it?
It's just masterwork, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. These are just
Yes.
masterwork items. We don't have any,
Yeah, I'm just looking it up.
magically
Wait,
enhanced.
30. Okay, yeah, I'll put this on DP then, and then I think we'll maybe
There's
go
also a
down.
heavy wooden shield in there.
Well,
Heavy
you said
wooden
no
shield.
weapons, so I.
Well, it's not a weapon. He can use a shield, right?
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, masterwork heavy wooden shield. Whoa.
Sure. Yeah, I'll throw it on the BP board. I think the others can't use them.
Alright, masterwork breastplate is being deleted from here, and masterwork heavy wooden shield is being deleted from here. Yeah, everything else is chainmail, dagger, chainmail, light flail, light mace, rapier, scale mail, chainmail, heavy crossbow. Actually, maybe I'll just take this masterwork dagger so I have a freaking dagger in case I.
I was gonna say, do we want to like try to bulk sell this just to get it out of the bag? Like we are in town right now.
I mean, I thought we were told like basically they weren't going to want to buy masterwork items.
I don't remember.
Yeah, when it comes to masterwork items, there's not a lot of ability for him to move them, especially because they're not always sized correctly.
So we're kind of just keeping them for the undead boys.
Yeah.
Do we want to store them in somebody's house? I'm just like, if we find a bunch of cool stuff, we won't be able to carry it because we're carrying around this armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get rid of the other armors or store them for other lesser skeletons eventually.
I mean, because like if your skeletons get killed, right? They just break apart, and we can literally pick up the armor they're wearing, right? So.
Yeah, once the armor gets broken.
Okay, so I mean, unless anyone wants any of these items, we might just like trash them.
Yeah, and what was the shield? You said a heavy wooden shield?
Heavy wooden shield.
So that's plus
Alright,
2.
trashing them.
We might be able to donate them to the temple.
Oh yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably
I don't
do
know
that.
if they want them.
Oh yeah, the temple will take them as a donation. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, donate
Yeah.
them.
And when we meet up with Higram, I'm gonna use this speak with animals wand that we have and talk to Pavan. I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Pavan."
Let me ask you a question, because I don't want to 100% control this, but you've kind of given me the impression that like Pavan's kind of like a dick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He like works with me, but he doesn't overly like me either.
Yeah. There's like that. There's
Just
enough of a
because
mutual
he doesn't
benefit.
like you doesn't mean he might not like me.
He's also a dick.
Yeah.
True, but I am charismatic. Maybe I can
Yeah,
diplomacy him into liking me.
You could.
I could. I can talk to him. I'm sure he doesn't get to talk to people that much. Hi, Pavan.
But why the fuck could you talk to me?
Well, I just recently got the ability to be able to help you from a distance, but I wanted to talk to you and ask you if that's something you want.
How are you gonna help me?
So, you know how this guy makes you go fight and bite shit, and sometimes it hurts you and burns your mouth?
Yeah, but sometimes
Well-
it's tasty and wonderful.
Yeah, but then you can go do more tasty and wonderful things, and if you're getting hurt, I can from a distance just be like, here's a heal, Pavan, like, feel better.
Like you can touch me when I'm not next to you.
Yeah,
You're not gonna use this to pet me or some shit like that, are you?
if you don't want me to pet you, I will not pet you.
Did this idiot get one?
Yeah, they all have them.
I'm not gonna be like connected to him, am I? More closely. This doesn't make us like blood brothers or something.
I don't think so. If anything, it might make you slightly more connected to me, but not him.
Give me some sort of diplomacy check.
Ooh.
Alright, put it on.
Do you have a preference on where you would like it?
I don't know. Maybe shoulder.
Okay, I just have to touch your shoulder.
Do you have to talk to me like I'm a small child, too?
No, I'm just trying to be nice. I don't know you. I don't normally get to talk to you, so I felt weird talking to you.
You gonna do this more often?
Do you want me to do this more often?
I don't know, it's kind of weird, but...
It's up to you. I have a wand that lets me, but if you don't like it, I won't do it. But if you like it, we can talk sometimes.
I mean, do you like it?
I don't know. You're not terrible. It's kind of fun talking to you, but...
Alright, maybe we can try it again at some point. I don't necessarily instinctively want to eat you.
I have to know, what does this look and sound like to me?
So yeah, this giant cat is basically like growling.
What is she doing the same thing?
And she is making the same noises back.
I'm just staring confusedly.
I didn't know she was a furry.
Periodically, it like just goes at her.
But I thought Pavan was like a wolf.
Pavan is turning into a big cat. It's
Oh,
mostly actually a big
okay.
cat already.
He's evolving.
Okay, I must have missed that. Alright, we'll try it again sometime in the future. I'll give you a little bit to mull over how you think about all of this.
I whisper to Higram, is she gonna try to fuck your thing now too?
I shrug. Possible.
But yeah, I will just like touch Pavan's shoulder and put the mark there and just be like, alright, that's all.
Yeah, can I get a perception check from Higram and from Luna as well?
Oh, Pavan was just luring her in to bite her.
I mean, Higram, you're really close, so your DC was much lower than hers, but you swear for a moment you heard a purr.
I'm gonna give him scritches, and then he's gonna throw me off.
Yes, immediately he like bucks you off of him.
Then I'm gonna get up and act like it's no big deal. Get back up.
And as you guys set forth to head into the depths below, I think as we normally do when you set off into the depths, we're gonna end for tonight. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.